A GL account or general ledger account and document manager are the same type of accounts you can find in your accounting package. We use them to create sales journal entries that you can transfer at the end of your period back into your accounting package. We do not do any accounts payable. We only do sales and accounts receivable. So we don't need any accounts payable ones put in. So if you go under settings and then accounting and then GL accounts, the first thing you'll do is you'll add in all the GL accounts that you need. So best practice is obviously to name and give it the same account number that's in your accounting package. So you would just click new, you would say whatever the name is, and you would give it whatever account number. So hitting save will close the modal, hitting the arrow and doing save and add new will allow you to continuously keep adding some. Once you've added in all the GL accounts that you need, you'll come down to set them so that they can calculate on different parts of the job. So obviously accounts receivable will receive an accounts receivable GL account. Deposit types are the way that we store payments. So some people will break them down to Visa, MasterCard, cash check. Some people literally just do the 1100 bank. There are other reports in the system that will actually give you the breakdown of the different types. So you don't have to do it with GL accounts just to get that information. For liabilities, we do a deposit on invoice. So this would be any payments that are made on unposted orders. So they started as a liability until the order is posted. Under tax types, most people just do one GL account for either sales tax or sales tax payable. You do have the choice if you want to break it down again by GST, PSD, different state or municipality taxes. Again, there are reports that break that down um, outside of this, so you don't have to do it this way just to get those numbers. We have one expense, which is our discount field. All discounts are applied to this GL account, regardless of what order they're made or what value they are. And then we have our revenue section. So some people do GL accounts for just sales. All they care about is one main sales number. Some people actually break it down, sales finishing, shipping, outsource, postage, things like that. Obviously, if it's just sales, you just come and pick sales for every one of these. If you are breaking it down, you can expand out things like presses and stocks and department items. So for something like presses, you can do just a regular sales press for everything. But if you want to really break it down, you can go, to offset, and offset can have its own GL account. Even the inks, plates, and aqueous that are calculated on that press can have their own GL account. It's really just how much detail you want to go into. You want to make sure that all GL accounts are set as you move forward with the system and you add in new stocks and new department items and new presses. You don't necessarily have to come back to this global page to set the GL account. Each of those edit pages actually have a field right on them, so you can set the GL at the time of creation. When you attempt to do a closeout at the end of your reporting period, if there are anything with untracked GLs, it will let you know, and then you'll know you'll have to come back and set it on those items in order to pull correct numbers. As an idea just to see kind of what these turn into is under accounting and GL account breakdown. You can search all or you can actually search for a date range. But what the system does is it goes out and it looks for all the deposits and all the posted orders in that period. It looks at all the specs of the job and collects all the GL account values and sums them together to create you kind of a journal entry like this. So you'll have your debit and credit columns. Obviously, they should balance. Um, Revenues and liabilities fall in the credit column, expenses and assets fall in the debit column. If you see one of your revenue accounts in the debit column, it either means that you have that revenue account set to an asset or an expense, or you've credited that GL account so much that you've actually took it into the red. So at the time of the closeout, you do have the opportunity to get this type of a journal entry. You can take it right from the screen. You can export it to a CSV. There is also a journal entry export for QuickBooks that you can use. A lot of people prefer just to manually type it into their accounting package as kind of a double check. They're also not generally very large, so it is only a few lines. So